Hello, everybody. In the 11 years of my schooling, I have been to many, many schools. I have studied in many, many schools. Not because I was naughty and mischievous and was thrown out, but my father had jobs at various places and they moved. I moved with them, of course. Let's see. My first Bal Mandir kindergarten was in Vadwan in 1949, 50. And then we moved to Junagadh, where I went to another Bal Mandir. This was a more of a school thing, and we were taught songs and words and stuff like that. Then from there, from Junagadh, Surat, Kathiawar, we moved to Aden, which is now in southern Yemen. It was Aden, Arabia under British rule. I studied there. I did my third standard in Aden. And then my father got a new job in Uganda, East Africa. So we moved to Jinja, Uganda. There I was admitted in a school for a few months. And then since we moved from one area to another, Jinja is not a big city, but still they had 3 different primary schools for Asian students, believe me. That was pretty good, huh? So I moved from that school to another school. And then a brand new school opened. And so the kids who were in that particular area again had to go to this school. So 3 schools in about a year and a half. And then we moved to Kampala, Uganda. There I was in a school for 1 year, 5th standard. And then in the 6th, a new school opened. So we all who lived in Kalolo area moved to that particular school. And then I went to India, or rather came to India. And I went to school in Vadwan, high school in Vadwan. And that's where I did 5 years. 58, 9, 60, 61, 62, and graduated from high school in 63. So that was a long period of time. Then I went to St. Xavier's, Ahmedabad, to do my arts. And I couldn't make it. I was very bad in logic and Sanskrit. So I got out, went to Mumbai, Bombay then, and lived with my uncle and aunt, and went to the commerce line instead of arts. And in commerce, I did my first year at one college, and since my grades were good, I was given admission at another better college, Podar College, and I failed once in accounting. In October, I appeared again for the exam, did well, and then I finally got into Sydenham College, which is topmost in not only Mumbai, but they say in India. Sydenham College of Commerce and Economics on Churchgate. Great location, great school, great teachers, and a very good reputation. From there, after graduating, I did my law at Siddharth Law in Mumbai, 2 years. Went to America and started at Lincoln University and then shifted to California State University. So many institutions, so many schools and colleges. This may not have helped me in academics, but it did help me in shaping my personality, I believe. I could make friends with almost anybody. I had to. I mean, there was no go. Another thing is I could leave behind the college friends and move on. But I did keep in touch with many of them, those who I liked. So it's kind of a contradiction, leaving them behind, not being unhappy about them, and yet trying to keep in touch with the people who I liked. So in and same thing happened in my after college life. Not as much as it during my academic years, but nevertheless, I lived in San Francisco. I lived in Mississippi. I lived in Rajkot, and now I live in Vidyanagar. Before that, I lived in Mumbai. I mean Mumbai, and of course in Ahmedabad for a while, and Vadhavan. So many places I have lived, and also in San Francisco, I moved to three different apartments. So, and then in the same building, and then I moved to two different streets. So it's been a very mobile journey for me, and I'm glad for it. I know quite a few friends who have become friends now in Rajkot who have always lived in Rajkot. Same thing with Vadhavan or Mumbai. And they know so many people, but in Rajkot or in Vadhavan. I may not know so many people in the town I live in because I haven't lived anywhere that long, but I know so many people around the world. I know people in Australia who have migrated to Australia, and I know a lot of people in America in different states, England, of course, and I had a pen friend in Germany, stuff like that. So, as I was saying, I can make friends easily, and that has helped me always. And it's good because that makes me feel good and happy that I'm invited and I'm wanted. You know, I don't have to sit alone, aloof in a corner at a party, thrown by a host whom I hardly know, surrounded by people I don't know. I don't do that. I don't talk much, but I listen, and I get to know people by their conversations, and then slowly enter. So I'm telling these young folks, old people, it's finished and done with like us. But the youngsters, you should not mind moving from one place to another. It's a great education in itself. It's a great training in itself. Moving from one town to another, moving from one state to another, moving from one country to another, and maybe, inshallah, moving from one planet to another in the coming future. But let's keep it from country to country. It does a lot of good to you, a lot of good. It helps you to understand that no culture is bad, no culture is better than ours or worse than ours. It just tells you that everybody is the same. They think in a similar way. Their emotions are same. They have very similar, strong emotions like love and hate and fear and stuff like that. So, just go. Go and travel. Travel and settle somewhere. Settle and then assimilate with the people around you. Don't just be an Indian all your life in America or in Australia. Be an Australian in Australia. Be an American in America. Be a Mississippi. We were in Mississippi. I know we couldn't do a whole lot, but our son, Devin, now he was totally into the culture. And yet, he loved lasani chutney. He loved bhakri. He loved khato bhat. He could speak Gujarati. He didn't care much for Indian music, but hey, a lot of people don't. But he did have a good balance of East and West, of India and Mississippi, or America. Varsha and I went there in the later years of our life, so we were more Indian than American. But he was both. Aparna, our daughter-in-law, she went there at a later age too. But she is basically Indian, but very American in many ways. And their son, our grandson, hey, he speaks beautiful Gujarati. He says, "Baka, am kari nakhna." And he speaks a little bit of Chinese. He speaks naturally English. He has started speaking Hindi now. And he loves all kinds of foods. So do we. It shows, doesn't it?